second review that I'm doing, and basically it's of an older film, Artificial Intelligence, 2001, Steven Spielberg. Oh my gosh, wow, this film is amazing. I think it's just one of these films that it has so many layers, and it's so deep, and you know, it sort of touches on lots of different things, artificial intelligence being obviously the main thing, and the premise of the film being that Haley Joel Osment, the kid from The Sixth Sense, he is an artificial being. He is the first of his kind, and he's made to look like a real boy. And I won't go any further than that in terms of telling you sort of the plot line or whatever. I just think it's so well made, so incredibly crafted, that it's just, it has so many, wow, it's so emotional, it's incredibly desperately sad, is something that my brother sort of said when we were watching it, and I was just like, yeah, I totally agree. It's it's this boy's quest to find his humanity, and as an artificial being, you know, how is that possible? And I think it's made that much more real because it is a young boy. I mean, I think TV shows exist like Westworld, the film Westworld, the original Westworld. For me, I feel like Artificial Intelligence, the film, is just, it's made so much more real because its protagonist is a young boy, and you see the world, or the world as it is, through his eyes, and it's incredible. Just really, you know, so many levels of depth, so many deep levels, and you know, you get really taken in and get really sort of gripped by his journey and his interactions and sort of everything that's going on around him. And it's totes emotion. And I think I feel like I've seen this film maybe like a handful of times, but every time I see it, I'm just drawn in by how many different things there are to spot, references to things, as well as sort of the music. And yeah, and I suppose the theme song sort of plays throughout orchestrally, as well as there's the sort of the actual release of it too. And right at the very end is quite an emotional thing to sort of have it all come together, and so I would totally suggest it. But yeah, because it is one of these things that was back in 2001, talking about sort of artificial intelligence and sort of the ethics behind, you know, can a machine feel, and do we give rise to that? And there's throughout the whole film there is this idea of what, you know, technology surpassing humanity, and there's like, you know, things like The Matrix and, you know, different types of films that definitely have these themes about, you know, as humans we're giving artificial intelligence and machines sort of leeway to sort of surpass us in a way, but just to see how technology is developing throughout sort of our lifetime and passing it too. And it's scary because that's prevalent now more than ever. You know, we've got our virtual reality, or you know, our phone, we're talking to our phones, and this idea of just giving sort of a machine or something like a technological, our phones can do however many things. You know, we've got Hey Siri, we've got OK Google, you know, voice activation. You know, thinking about 50 years ago, was that a thing? And you know, go back to stuff like Short Circuit as a film to sort of reference in terms of artificial intelligence. You know, machines learning more about the world, especially now with the internet. Can you imagine if sort of machines, or, you know, yeah, artificial life forms could download stuff from the internet and what they could learn? And there was kind of, in Short Circuit, it's quite funny because obviously it's that comical he's learning about the world and just random things. But imagine if sort of technology, like, I suppose there's a whole sort of theory about China and Huawei and all this kind of thing, and it's just like, you know, listening to everything that we're doing, using technology on our phones and sort of grabbing information and stuff like this. It's mad. So I mean, to have all of that kind of context, watching it now, I'm just like, whoa. I mean, back in the day, it was a really emotional film anyway, because it was the kid from The Sixth Sense. It's, you know, his journey trying to find his humanity. It's his interactions with these random things, and sort of the prejudice, I guess, against the prejudice and, yeah, I mean, hate towards sort of machines and humanity and this kind of divide. But yeah, it's a little crazy that seeing it now in 2020, 9 years later, 19 years later, oh my goodness, yeah, 19 years later, and it's still relevant. And actually the sort of the aesthetic, I suppose, the look of this film, it feels quite timeless in a sense, because it does feel really futuristic, as well as a little, I don't know, not dated, but this idea of, I think they wanted to make it really distinctive in terms of the way people looked. So Jude Law is a character in it, and he's made to look quite robotic in a sense, like his hair is all swift and he's got a shiny face. So then there's that, you know, the distinction between Haley Joel Osment as the live boy and Jude Law as the machine, the mecha, is what they're called, mechanical type stuff, and Augur is organic sort of beings. And so yeah, it's really interesting, the relationship that they have, and there are some quotes in it that are just like, whoa, really? It's so relevant, you know. And I was just taken back. Every time I watch it, I see something new, or I see something that I hadn't seen before, and I'm just like, light bulb moment, and it's like, what? And I think that's the beauty of a great film, that when you watch it, rewatch it, then you'll find something new, or you'll get something from it, and you'll be like, oh, okay, that is so interesting, and it would make me want to watch it again and again and again. You know, signs of great film, that you can do that and still find it interesting and feel that it's relevant. So yeah, AI, amazing film. I would totally recommend it. Yeah, I think I was just blown away. I'm always blown away, and the song always sticks with me. How does it go? No, it's For Always, and it's a great, they've got iterations of it throughout the film, and there are different versions of it. I suppose the radio release is a duet, and it sort of captures that bittersweetness of the whole film. Essentially, it's very emotional, and I would totally recommend it. It is quite a long film, I guess, and I think for me, I really like sort of looking at the intricacies and just being like, oh, okay, I see that. They're really, you know, the references are, you know, and being quite drawn into something. I love just being sort of pulled in to a world that's, you know, realistic but also not, and then this idea of a world apart from, you know, everything, and fantastical but not, no, it is more sci-fi than it is thing. And it was actually based on a book written in 1969. Super Toys Are something. But yeah, I mean, I literally googled it and was like, oh my goodness, what? I literally bought it on Amazon, and hopefully I'm gonna get it in the next couple of days and see where it came from. So obviously AI wasn't an original thought. However, it was based on that short story of super toys are something. I'm gonna have to look it up. I mean, I keep on saying this in these things. I should really remember what they are when I record them. But you know what? It's amazing. I think definitely give it a watch, and definitely look it up as well. Just that short story. I'm really interested in reading how, sort of from 1969, the genesis of this story to how it came into being as a film in 2001. I'm just basically. So yeah, give it a watch and let me